And then the knock man. Hold on. Hey, welcome back. Hey, it's me again. Hey, it's that guy again. Hey, it's Dr. Otto Janke. It's Wednesday. Time for our weekly webinar. This is March 18th. It's March 18th. I had it right. Look at me go. Pretty good so far, right? Read a great article. First of all, how was your St. Patrick's Day? How'd you do for it? I was okay. Nothing really much, to tell you the truth. So the question I have for tonight, and this comes from an article that's in the Milwaukee Independent, probably a paper journal you read often, posted by Mitchell Sobieski, March 15th of 2026, just 3 days ago. Scientists explore longer lifespans, but question if U.S. society is prepared for the strain of extended years. Well, that's a pretty good question, isn't it? Scientists studying human longevity are moving closer to identifying biological mechanisms that may one day extend healthy lifespan far beyond what is possible today. So first of all, for me, that's not even close. We're not close to identifying the biological mechanisms that may one day extend healthy lifespan because we haven't done the simple things first. And I say this very, very gently, is that we can find the genetic makeup for an extended life, for longer time on the planet. But if we're still doing the stupid stuff that shortens our lives, how is that going to be a benefit? If we're still eating the way we do, if we're still not moving the way we should, if we're still not getting the great rest, the great mental rest and focus, if our nervous systems aren't optimized, those 5 things we talk about in Empire Longevity all the time, if we aren't doing those things, how would us finding a biological mechanism benefit us? It's very, very simple, once again, to be able to do that in mice. It's very, very simple to say mice do this. Mice aren't eating bad stuff all day. Mice aren't staying sedentary for years on end. 25% of Americans don't move, don't exercise at all, don't move at all. So say we're going to find a biological mechanism that may one day extend healthy lifespan far beyond what is possible. We need to get down to the stuff that we can actually control right now. Because then when we add that biological mechanism, then we can really expand. But as research accelerates, ethicists, lucky I said that word correctly, ethicists and policy analysts warn that the broader public conversation has not caught up with the consequences of dramatically longer lives at a time when political divisions, economic pressures, and social instability are already reshaping daily life. So here is one of my problems with that, is that we look at, is America able to withstand a growing and aging population? Well, I don't think it's necessarily the problem of it aging. Because first of all, there's the assumption that once you hit a certain age, your health will go down. It's assumed and anticipated in America that once you hit a certain age, your health will go down. It is well assumed and well anticipated in America. Once you hit a certain age, that your health will go down. Some statistics in America will show that. Here's my problem, is that you and I don't have a plan. The American healthcare system doesn't have a plan for people of that age to get better or at least maintain health. It's not the aging. It's not just the number on a calendar. It's not just the number of candles on the cake that's the problem. It's the health status of the person that is the burden. If we have a generation of people who are chronically sick, who are chronically ill, who are chronically unhealthy, that's the problem. It's not the number of candles on the cake. It's the chronicity of the health, of the poor health. That's the problem. American healthcare system. What are you doing about that? And the simple answer is nothing. Nothing. We dance around throwing out medications as if that's the panacea for it all. But again, it's not the number of candles on the cake. It's not the number of times that we've turned the calendar pages. That's not the problem. The problem is the chronicity of chronic. It's the chronic health conditions that people are living with. That's the problem. That's the burden that the American healthcare system can't handle. Do you know that the Health and Human Services, which overlooks paying for healthcare bills in America, is larger than the defense budget, the Department of War? It's larger than that. First of all, our Department of War is massive. This is bigger. If that doesn't tell you exactly how our healthcare system is set up to run, and if I have to hear one more time the absolutely idiotic statement that, well, there's no money in people being healthy, find a new program. Find a new program, docs. All the people out there who are treating the acute disease and helping people who have chronic lifetime problems, find a new program. Find a new game. Economists point to the long-standing link between lifespan and workforce participation. If biological aging slows but living costs, wage structures, and retirement systems remain unchanged, workers could face an extended period in which they remain employed out of necessity rather than choice. How about because we want to be? Everybody assumes that as soon as you hit a certain age, that you're going to want to stop all working. In the entirety of humans being on the planet, this is rather a new thing. Now, you may stop from being whatever your job has been for the last 35 years, but you're going to keep on working doing something. If not the need for the finances, then just for the mental and social stimulation. Do you want to rot quicker? Sit home and watch someone else doing stuff on TV. Spend more time watching someone else do stuff. You will rot quicker by doing that. Generational turnover, which often introduces new perspectives into national debates, could slow significantly. If political institutions do not evolve, the result could be an electorate that remains locked in long-standing divides for far longer than today, complicating efforts to address issues such as climate adaptation, economic reform, and social equity. Again, if it's not that we hit a number of candles on the cake, it's not that we have a number of pages being turned on a calendar. That's not the problem. It's the chronicity of health problems that the health burdens that people are living with on a regular basis that the American healthcare system has not given a rat's ass to looking at. That's the problem. If you cut in half the Health and Human Services because there's no need for it anymore, America becomes debt-free in a real short. The nation becomes debt-free in a real short period of time. Then bring down the War Department we'll be one of the richest countries on the earth. We as a country can't afford to be unhealthy anymore. We're literally drawing the line in the sand now. And that we can no longer, it's just so obvious. We as a country can no longer afford our health status. I've said this before. You can find this wonderful book on Amazon, written by that hunk of burning love right there. I've said before that if a country really wanted to take us over, just wait. Just wait. Just wait. We're not going to be healthy enough to defend ourselves. Our budget, our money is going to go towards the carrying of chronic diseases in America, of the burden of chronic health conditions. That's going to take over everything. It already is. And you could just walk right in and take us over. But no country would want to do that, because then they'd have to care for us. And they're like, we're not doing that. We're not going to do that. You kidding me? You know how expensive that is? Yeah, get healthier. That'd be much cheaper. A society in which wealthier individuals undergo advanced treatments to delay aging. Let's talk about that for a second. A society in which wealthier individuals undergo advanced treatments to delay aging. Exercise, eating better, getting great sleep, mental rest and focus, an optimized nervous system where you test your heart rate variability on a regular basis so you can adapt better. Those are the 5 things. You don't need to be wealthy. You don't need to be wealthy to delay aging. You don't need to be a rich person in America to delay aging. You don't need to be. You're told you do. Exercise, eat great, don't bullshit yourself, get the great sleep, mental rest and focus, optimized nervous system that's tested by heart rate variability on a regular basis. Those things, relatively inexpensive to do. The benefits for all of them are astronomical. You don't have to be a millionaire to do those. I recommend you be a millionaire, but you don't have to be a millionaire to do those. Don't be fooled by that. Again, we look at can America withstand an aging population? It's not that it's not that the population is aging. It's not because they've just been around longer, therefore they are a burden on healthcare. It's because our healthcare system stopped caring about them. Our healthcare system stopped caring for their health after they were 20, 25. How do I know? Look at when the vast majority of our healthcare concerns are going to start to be implemented in our teens and 20s, but they really start to show up in our 30s and 40s, and especially in your 50s, 60s, and 70s. It shows up in your 50s, 60s, and 70s because of what has not happened in the decades previous. It's not because longevity, whether longevity becomes a benefit or a burden will depend less on biology and more on policy decisions made long before the first therapies become widespread. I can't disagree more. What's stopping any of you from getting a gym pass or from walking daily? The benefits of walking are ridiculously great for you. Walking. There's nothing that you can do. There's nothing that you have in which you can't do while having very little money. Your mental rest and focus. You don't have to be, this article makes it seem like you have to be a millionaire, multimillionaire to be able to be around for more years. Those people can afford more. They can also afford more of the treatments. Why don't you be someone who doesn't need the treatment? You've heard the old saying many times is that your wealth is your health is your wealth. I did a talk at a TEDx a couple of years ago up on Court and State, in which the number I researched was that $315,000 is the amount of money that you're going to need, you as a couple are going to need in retirement for healthcare monies out of pocket after what Medicare has paid. Did anybody tell you that one? I am really quite sure that your financial planner has not told you, by the way, you're going to need 300K for you two, because you were both thinking, we got 500 in the bank, man. We're going to be doing well. And you go, nope. You're going to be sucking that dry in no time. One of the greatest things you can do for yourself is get healthier. Not just decrease symptoms, get healthier. That $315,000, that there's only one way to decrease that. There's only one way to decrease the need for that. Get healthier. How do you do that? Well, eat a plant-forward diet. Eat the diet that's going to help you decrease inflammation, decrease opportunity for cancer, allows your brain to work better, allows your digestion to work better, allows you to sleep and heal and repair. That's number one. Number two is you have motion on 4 or 5 times a week, minimum. And some days you just blast hard doing it. Great sleep. Don't bullshit yourself. Great sleep. Mental rest and focus. Find the time to take the brain out of place by prayer, meditation, walks in nature, listen to instrumental music. And then the fifth one, the baseline. Make sure that your nervous system, you're going to test your nervous system, your heart rate variability. Make sure that it's optimized. One of the simplest things you can do for yourself is make sure you got great posture. So you decrease the stress and strain on the body. You don't need massively integrated high-cost things. Do the simple, basic things, which have been shown for hundreds of years to be the most effective things to get you to more better years. Do those basic things, which we already know are there to help you get to more better years. Do the basic things that we already know that you're already doing in some part, or you can easily implement with little money, that are going to help you to be as healthy as possible for longer. You do those things. So when we talk about you, can America these guys like me, the boomers. By the way, the boomers are going to be healthier than the generation that was previous to them. Why? Because we exercise more. But it's not just a matter of the number of pages that have gone in the calendar or the number of candles on the cake. It's the continuity, the continuous chronicity of the health burden. That's the problem. And our healthcare system in America has essentially turned their back on Americans. They've said, we'll get the best medication for you as soon as the house is on fire. Holy crap, dude. Here we go. We got a great fire department. We got a lot of them. Architects to help you build your house to be better. Can't find a one. We can't find a one. It's not the number of candles on the cake. It's how bad the health has been for decades. That's the problem with aging. It doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be you. It's simple. Those 5 things I talk about, implement them. If you don't know how, give me a buzz. Give me a buzz. I'm Dr. Otto Janke. Do me a favor. Have a great day.